Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 8th December. Sorry, bit of a delay in getting things running this morning. Just a reminder, we do have 2 free days coming up in our trading room soon. Well, actually it's tomorrow and Thursday, so if you're interested in coming along, I will put a link on the end of this recording. It will be below the recording, so watch out for that. Anyway, let's have a look at these markets, and we're starting off, well, before I look at the market, as ever, I'll look at the news. There's little in the way of news today. I say little in the way of news. There's little in the way of economic data due out, so we've got nothing sitting there. What we do have, of course, is the coronavirus is still hitting countries hard, and it's sort of slightly delayed action in some countries. We're seeing Germany really being hit hard and talking about further cut down measures to tighter measures, basically. So there's quite a lot of tightening going up in some countries, which can have a knock-on effect, obviously. Well, certainly will, to the economies. Now, meanwhile, Brexit continues, and nothing seems to be coming from that at the moment. It looks like Boris Johnson is travelling to Europe at some point in this week, and well, whether anything would be different from that, we'll see. But in the meantime, then, let's just get on and look at the technicals. And the euro, well, yesterday it's ended up with a sort of bearish pivot, pivotal swing on the dailies here, looking a bit on the bearish side. A break of these lows would really just confirm a lower high on the 4-hourlies, and well, from there it's looking quite soft in what we've got. As I'm looking at it on a 60-minute, it's quite choppy, and yes, it might. I'm looking at sort of a break of these lows to sort of trigger that downside. It's just consolidating where it is at the moment. Maybe it's got another shove to the upside on it, but everything looks a bit mixed and unclear to me at this moment, and that may just obviously show in the charts themselves. The pound. Let's just come out. So the pound wise, again, it's sort of put in this bearish sort of candlestick patterns, and it's looking sort of softish. However, again, it managed to catch a bounce yesterday later in the session, in the afternoon session. There, it bounced pretty much back to where it started almost. It wasn't far off it, and again, got this consolidation sitting here on the hourlies, and well, where to from here? At the moment, it's almost looking like, well, it might have another shove up. We've got 3 minutes before 8 o'clock, and it's sort of starting to push up. Of course, we often see that sort of as a sign of ignore it, the pre-8 o'clock moves, but we'll see what happens. It may end up a bullish engulfing here. As I say, they're both very mixed at the moment. Which way? Well, they're right onto the pivot, so it doesn't make it particularly easy, and really I'll be looking for maybe a break of that 60-minute 50 to be looking for the upside. For the downside, let's just see if we break the low of the current bar. If it starts breaking that, I would look towards the daily S1 here and the bodies there, so it's around about the daily S1. So that's the pound. Maybe a little bit more tradable with the lack of anything going on, but we'll see. The yen remains in this very tight range, basically between the prior highs here at 104.75 and the lows here about 103. Where is it? If you can put the cursor on it, 103.69. So 103.70 to 104.75. It's sort of stuck in that range at the moment. Yesterday was almost a bit of an inside bar, not far off it, but very little action going on there. Again, difficult to read these markets. The Aussie dollar. Well, it's rising. It was rising. It's putting a new high there, and to a degree, it's found a bounce off its weekly pivot this morning. And again, we're back in this sort of chop zone here, and it really probably a trend line across the highs of here would be a more bullish sort of signal for me to the upside, and it's simply the same across the bottom here. The break of the lows there would be more bearish. Certainly not looking like a good setup for me for where they sit at the moment. It's a similar picture as I'm looking through these markets. Okay, selling off here at the moment. again, nothing. The Canadian dollar has been slightly stronger than the others, but there we go. In fact, it's still got a weekly pivot. Any sort of push up upwards that would move in there. At the moment, it's really held on better than most markets here, the Canadian dollar, and pushing, lower highs, lower lows. I say holding on better and it's going down, but this is obviously the US dollar stroke Canadian dollar. At the moment, well, it does look like maybe it will roll back again towards that S1, but early days, and it can be quite, well, as we can see yesterday, how choppy it can be through certain sessions. It did have one decent surge up there, and then the rest of it was pretty much nothing. So there's little seems to be in the markets to move the markets at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much it there. Let's have a look at the S&Ps. If you've got anything that you want me to have a look at, I'll have a look at it for you. Yep, I'll have a look at the Aussie yen in just a second. S&Ps on the let's just quickly come from the daily. Well, of course, it put yet another new high in yesterday. Closed down on where it opened, but it seems like it just wants to keep on putting more and more higher lows and higher highs through this market. Although it's looking a bit softish on this 4 hourly at the moment, but I wouldn't bet against it. I mean, I think any retracements here, I mean, you could just be a bit more modest and wait for again break of the trend line and see if it pushes up. But it's been catching the bounces. Maybe it's due to get back to this weekly pivot. It'd be good to see that ticked off. So at the moment, yep, soft this morning, but any sort of support into this weekly pivot may give opportunities. Otherwise, a break of the trend there for me on the S&P looking upwards. So just have a look at the Aussie yen. Let's have a look at the Aussie yen. So Aussie yen, what's going on here? Daily wise, consolidation on the dailies here. Good upward trend up until then, but yesterday, almost a key reversal bar. It looked like it almost pushed up higher there. Certainly, another consolidation bar. Will it roll over more? It has put lower highs in here. I'm just looking at this 60-minute time frame, but again, it's another one of these that's it's just bang in the middle here, so between these prior high and prior low here. Now, for me, the line in the sand is a break of the trend line here. At the moment, it does look a bit soft. A break of this level here at 77.06 gives us another lower high. More significant lows obviously down here. It does look soft as I'm looking at it at the moment. So maybe we could see a bit more downside on that as well, but it's pretty much the same as the Aussie dollar. No, there's not too much difference between the two. If I bring the Aussie dollar through on this time frame, and it's a pretty similar-ish picture, whereas that has actually broken the low there and confirmed a lower high. That certainly looks softer. Maybe the Aussie yen will follow suit then. On that basis, it does look soft on this. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. If there's anything else you want to know about, if I'm going to do these live sessions every morning, so at 7:50. It's just easier for me to do it straight on here. As I said, if you want to come and join us with Day Trading Live, we'll be Day Trading Live for 2 days, tomorrow and Thursday. You come and join us. I'll be doing this as ever, of course, but then you can spend the day in the room and ask all the questions you like. I'll put the link below. Have a great day. Bye for now.